Pittsburgh finishing its second week as #1 in the nation. But this Saturday, the Panthers get their first real test. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz. Glad to be with you here on CBSSports.com, breaking out Pittsburgh at #20 Louisville Saturday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Let's bring in CBS College Sports' Steve Lappas to break this down. And Steve, the last couple games for Pittsburgh as the #1 team, St. John's, South Florida, they got off to slow starts. How do they make sure they avoid that against Louisville?
Well, they have to avoid that, especially going on the road against a quality team like this. So I think they have to go inside early. You know, the best way to make sure your offense is flowing the right way, especially in the beginning, you make some baskets, is to get it in there and shoot some three-footers. So if they're getting it inside the DeJuan Blair early, that's going to really help them get off to a good start.
DeJuan Blair's got a great matchup this weekend, at least for college basketball fans. When you look at him against Samardo Samuels, it doesn't get much better than that.
Oh, that's a great matchup. Now, you have Louisville, though, does play a lot of zone. I think they're going to play zone. Pitt is a great team to play zone against because it can take the DeJuan Blairs out of the game and test their perimeter shooting. But what you said, that matchup between those two kids, two big, wide-body, strong kids, both kids very good at getting position inside. Samardo Samuels, as a freshman, has a great feel around the basket about where the defense is. He knows which way to spin. He knows how to get his feet planted so he posts up deep. He has been tremendous. And then DeJuan Blair is a sophomore, and this guy's putting up 20 and 17 rebound games left and right now. So you're talking about two big, strong kids. Samardo Samuels a little taller, but DeJuan Blair a little more experienced, but it should be a great matchup.
You talk about the rebounding of DeJuan Blair, Steve. What kind of problem does it present for Louisville when you talk about the fact that Pittsburgh is the best offensive rebounding team in the nation?
Well, you know, Samardo Samuels has going to have to do a great job of boxing him out, but then somebody else has to get Sam Young, and I think that's where Louisville hurts a little bit. Earl Clark is a good player. He's kind of that 4-3 type that we talk about, but not really physically strong. So he's going to have to really concentrate on putting a body on Young. The other thing is Samardo Samuels has gotten into some foul trouble this year. And one thing I can tell you is when a team gets a lot of offensive rebounds, it puts the other team into foul trouble because when you get an offensive rebound, the team on defense is out of position. They end up fouling almost all the time on offensive rebounds. So they have to do a great job of boxing out and getting them off the glass and not allowing them that second shot.
Steve, we're talking a lot about Pittsburgh here, and rightfully so. This is the #1 team in the nation. But when you talk about Louisville, the Cardinals are coming off a game in which they held Notre Dame to 2 points in overtime and beat them by 14 on Monday night. They're fresh. They're going to be excited for this game. What will be the key for Louisville offensively against this good Pittsburgh defense?
Well, I think the key is going to be who else is going to step up in terms of their point guard position where they've really struggled. You know, is it going to be Sosa this week? Is it going to be Jerry Smith this week? Who knows? Somebody's got to lead the way and get them into their offense. And I think, as I said, to get the ball into DeJuan Blair on the other end, I think get the ball to Samardo Samuels early, get him off early, and that's going to put Pitt on their heels a little bit.
And the other part to this is, you look at Pittsburgh, you can't turn it over against Pittsburgh because the Panthers are, they're not giving the ball back. They're second in the nation in assists to turnovers, and Levance Field's a big part of that, who had 13 assists, 1 turnover in his last game. Steve, when you look at this one, who's your winner? What's the key?
You know what? I think Pittsburgh goes down for the first time. I think they're obviously a great team, but this is the kind of game when you look on the schedule, you say to yourself, boy, this is a good chance for Pitt to lose. I would have said it in the beginning of the year more, but I say it now too. I think Louisville wins the game.
All right, the folks there in Kentucky are going to be geeked up for this one. Steve Lappas, thank you very much, sir. We'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you.
All right, folks, for more on this game or any other this weekend, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com. For Steve Lappas, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.